Who's got all the 3 belts? Errol Spence?
Errol Spence got the 3 belts.
Okay, he's got all those. We'll fight Errol Spence right away after we get all the belts from 140.
Wow, Teofimo really does it. Teofimo talks about moving up to 147 and fighting Errol Spence Jr. Let's talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. Very shocking stuff. You guys heard the clip at the beginning. Teofimo and his dad did a recent interview, and they were talking about what they plan on doing at 140. Now, that's fine and dandy. You know, Teofimo and his dad say a lot. I definitely don't agree with a lot of what they say. You know, some of the stuff they said about Devin Haney. Teofimo did recent interviews claiming he was undisputed, things of this sort. However, what really struck me as odd was what he and his dad said about moving up to 147. And they said, who got the belts? Errol Spence, he got the belts. We'll fight him. Wow. I mean, there's some delusional teams in boxing, but I think Teofimo and his dad, they're definitely up there, at least from my perspective. What I hear and what I see, it's like it gets to a point where there's times and I'm like, do they believe what they're really saying? And they really believe it, like in their heart of all hearts, like they would put large sums of money on the things that they say. Now, for so many reasons. For one, Errol Spence says making 147 as he gets older, 30 plus, it becomes harder and harder to do. It is a chore. It's a sacrifice that he's been disciplined and had to make. Now, I want to talk about this real quick. I've used my channel to promote fairness in boxing, and I've talked about this before. But just to put it in perspective for you, what these fighters go through, it could be a lot, because just imagine whatever you weighed in high school and 10 years later, 12 years later, weighing the exact same amount that you weighed in high school. Like for me, it would literally be impossible for me to, I'm not going to say nothing's impossible. That's an exaggeration, but it'd be very hard to get down to the weight I weighed in high school, right? Because your body matures, you grow, your metabolism slows down, etc. So just imagine guys like Lamont Peterson, who pretty much campaigned at 140 for most of his career. And then he's a full-grown man, he's like whatever age he is, 30-something, and he's still cutting to make that weight. That becomes a lot. So one, Errol Spence talked about moving up. We don't know what his next fight is. We don't know what his next move is. We don't know if he's moving up straight away. So just conventional wisdom, I highly doubt that Errol Spence would be around when Teofimo, he's only had one fight at 140. So I don't think their paths would even intersect in the same division at the same time, unless he moves through the divisions rapidly. Again, Teofimo went from lightweight 135, had one fight at 140, and I thought he looked mid until the ending, and that was against Pedro Campa, and then he has a late replacement in Sandor Martin, who replaces Jose Pedraza. So it just seems weird, and it seems like the Lopezes are getting ahead of themselves, even talking beyond 140. Because for real, what I seen with Regis Prograis, he looked good. He looked sharp, pause. So there's killers at 140. There's a lot of fighters at 140 to be thinking about 147. So to me, it's beyond me, put it that way. You got Subriel Matias, Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor still there, Jack Catterall, Richardson Hitchens. You got quality guys, Gary Antoine Russell. There's some quality operators at the 140-pound division. And then you got guys like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia who may move up in the future, things of that sort. So I don't even know why Teofimo and his dad are even looking that far into the future. But beyond all of that, everything I just said, I don't see Teofimo faring well with no damn Errol Spence. That's my honest opinion. hand over heart, because Teofimo went life and death with George Kambosos Jr., and he's solid, but that's at 135, and that's a guy that Devin Haney beat twice in his backyard of Australia easily. And I'm not going to say easily to like chump Kambosos, but the way Devin Haney handled it, he made it look easy. I know he puts a lot of work and preparation into his fight, but what I'm saying is he handled him in 2 fights in 2 different ways, versus Teofimo's getting dropped and bloodied up and said he almost died fighting Kambosos, and his esophagus and sphincter blew up and all this other stuff. So to be honest, I can't just imagine no Errol Spence fight if you're going life or death with George Kambosos. That's my honest opinion. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Just sounds like talk to me, but let me know in the comment section. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next videos, Ego. Signing off. And I'm out.